it's easy to elevate when you have a lot of like very wealthy, successful people around you to like tell you about opportunities. What if you're not in that situation? What was that first step?
Anything you think subconsciously feeds your soul. And I realized that I was programming my subconscious for failure because I was complaining. I was calling myself a loser. You've got to change that. I started saying yes to uncomfortable things. Once you fail less the second time. And I realized after like 4 or 5 really embarrassing, horrible things, it's not that bad. And the sun comes up tomorrow. And as long as I'm getting better, the path will always be there. Just, that 1% every day.
Yeah.
Every time. And slowly over time, I just got that confidence to where my confidence was greater than my fear.
All right, you guys, I have one of my favorite people on TV on the show today. It's Rob Herjavec. He is the shark from Shark Tank that I've always loved, and I'm sure some of you agree. And he's going to talk all about business, life, success, and we're going to get into it.
And working out.
Oh, and
you're going to teach me about everything I need to know.
Absolutely. We're going to talk a lot about health, a lot about fitness, because he's also a fanatic in fitness. So we're going to have to like kind of go back and forth with notes. So here we go.
What's the W?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you always been fit?
I've always been very athletic. I've always been in fact,
do you think you're fitter now than when you were younger?
Maybe, but not but at the time when I was fit, like I was always known to be like super fit, even though I wasn't as fit looking right now because times changed. Like I wasn't doing as many heavy weights. I was doing like my endurance and stamina have always been like off the charts, like always.
Right.
But I've worked it. Like I noticed that when I started to exercise, I just did a TED talk on this last. So from when I met you, I flew to Miami to do a TED talk on this exact topic, which is how I think like your SATs are not as important as your squat rack. And I gave the differences between what I learned, taking fitness seriously versus going to college. And I have 2 degrees. So I use that as like a juxtaposition because I truly believe that like what it does for your brain and your overall like self-confidence, like catapults your life beyond, right? Beyond like a
100%.
College degree that you learn, like going to Harvard or U of T or wherever, you know what I mean? Like to me, it basically like rebuilds your brain to feel that you can actually do something. So, and if you don't do it okay, you can do it again. And it also like the right self-regulation, delayed gratification. It's way
Everything.
Right. It's way beyond discipline.
I used to think fit body, fit mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer into I've gone down this rabbit hole very deeply.
I'm sure.
Doesn't it amaze you though? So putting that aside for a sec, I'm sure you've met lots of successful people.
A few.
You meet a successful person who in Australia we call them a boombalada. And it's a general term. It doesn't mean just chubby or fat. It just means out of shape.
Yeah.
In many ways, not just physically, but just like
overall, like mentally, yeah.
It's just a term people use. How do you align that in your mind? Somebody who's like that and highly successful.
I don't. So I believe, and funny because I saw you say something about this that was actually contrary, and I was going to ask you about it. So I might as well just ask you now. Oh, I'm going to introduce you.
No, but how do you do that? Like, don't you find that?
I do. I find it interesting. Well, I don't understand. So like, I believe that if you get those life skills, soft skills that I believe that you do with like fitness, like staying in shape, having discipline, the delayed gratification, patience, all these things, that primes your brain for success in every other area of your life. I really believe that. And I don't understand. I really believe that. I think that like
I agree with you.
You're priming your brain. I'm not saying that just because someone's fit that they're automatically going to be a billionaire. But I would argue that because they took fitness seriously, like create a practice of like consistency, positive habits, taking care of themselves, it did ricochet into their professional life and their personal life better than it would have if they didn't.
So I used to believe that. And I still believe that.
Okay.
But I do think that there are, and Mark has a great saying on this. Somebody, I forget how it came up, but somebody came on the show and said, "Oh my gosh, you should invest in me. I'm really passionate." And Mark said, "Nobody gives a shit about your passion.
Right.
I want to know what you're obsessed with.
Right.
Like, I want to know what you're truly every day wake up obsessed with." I've met people who are not disciplined with their mental health, with their physical body, with their family. They're just not nice, good people. And they don't take care of themselves, and they have no discipline that way.
Right.
But they're insanely obsessed with a singular task in their business.
Right. A singular task. They're obsessed.
Singular task.
Yes.
So they are in that field the absolute best. And I would say to some degree, I was like that when I got going with cyber.
Yeah.
Like I was like the guy.
Right.
Like,
hyper-focused.
Hyper-focused.
Yeah.
And so I had a hard time with that because I'm like, well, because to me, I can't be successful unless I have a level of discipline with my body, with my mind, with my family. Like I can't, it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing. Like
Yeah.
I can't be one way with you and then go home and beat my dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that. And so I really thought about that. And what I realized was success isn't just about the money you make. Success is your life. So I used to think, oh my gosh, that guy is so much more successful than I am because he's worth, a few $100 million more than me. And then I looked at it and I said, I wouldn't give up everything for that life.
Exactly.
And over time, it changed. And I said, yeah, I want to be wealthy for sure. I mean, people that say they don't want to make a lot of money are full of it.
Exactly.
Money makes your life easier.
Yeah.
For sure. But I also want to be healthy. I want to have a great relationship with my kids. So all of those things. So to your point, I don't think you can be a rounded, successful person without that level of discipline.
So exactly.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, well, 100%. So you asked me initially, you said, what do I believe that, like with fitness, whatever? Because to me, success isn't just about how much money you have in the bank. That's one piece of the pie. I know a lot of very rich billionaires who are miserable, who are insecure, who have no friends, who are antisocial, who are overweight, who overall, just because you have money and you have financial success, that doesn't qualify in my books as being an overall successful, happy person.
But agreed, what quality do they have that got them to that level of success in business?
Well, maybe they're on the spectrum and they are they're able to hyper focus.
Right.
Right. Like look at Elon Musk. There's nobody more successful technically than him, business or otherwise. Right. Like he is an absolute genius. Look what he's created. But have you ever sat down with him?
I have.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know his life?
Yeah. So it's funny you say that. My son. So we have twins.
Right.
And Hudson and Haven.
Good names.
Yeah, it's Haven. We couldn't have kids. So it was a miracle we could. And so I came up with Haven's name because she's a piece of heaven.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
It was a gift from God.
That's beautiful.
Right? And then I was like, okay, so what are we going to name the boy?
Yeah.
And I was like in New York and I looked outside. It was the Hudson River. I was like, Hudson.
That's great, though.
I feel like I should have put more effort into Hudson.
Well, that's what happens all the time.
But he had a lot of challenges. We're really worried about him. ADHD, blah, blah, blah. And he hasn't been diagnosed or anything. But to your point, he has unbelievable ability for insane maniacal focus. The challenge is you can't always direct where it wants to go.
100%.
Like he'll see a toy and 2 weeks later, he'll be like, I want that toy. Like, I want that toy.
Right.
And he'll describe it in minutia. And I'm always like saying to Kim, if we can just channel that,
Right.
how great would that be for that part of his life?
Absolutely.
Because you cannot create something of value in business unless you are hyper-focused.
Right. You have to be hyper.
You have to be.
So what exactly? So some people have that ability because that's how their brain is wired. But for the most part, that doesn't, and I've seen like your son hopefully will not be like that. But, you know, Elon he has been hyper-focused in that one specific area to the detriment of everything else in his life. So to me, is that really success because you're the richest man in the world or second richest or whatever?
Do you think, so I have a funny story to tell you.
Okay.
I used to live in the bridal path.
Yeah. I was going to tell you that. I know you did.
And
I know you
when
did.
I sold my first business for like
$32 million.
Yeah, like first thing I did is I buy an $8 million house.
Of course, on the bridal path.
Typical immigrant thing.
Yeah.
And it made the front page of the Globe Mail. It was the most expensive home in blah, blah. Anyway, I got to know Leslie Dan.
Yes. Is that Leslie?
Nova Farm.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And he lived right across the street. And every quarter, he'd have these dinners and invite all the other rich, successful people in the area, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And one day, we're having dinner with all these guys and ladies. And I said to him, Leslie, I mean, he just sold his business for $2.5 billion or something. I said, Leslie, if I showed you 100 people, could you predict which ones are going to be successful just from meeting them and which ones aren't? Could you tell me which ones are going to be millionaires and which ones are going to be billionaires or some level of wealth like that? He said, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt which ones are going to be millionaires. I can't tell you which ones are going to be billionaires. Because there's one factor to create that level of wealth that I can't pick up. And what do you think that factor is? In his eyes, this is his opinion.
The ability to
The millionaires, he said, if I meet you and ask you a few questions, to get to that level of success, what do you need? You need self-control. You need discipline. You need good habits. You need
work ethic.
You need all the things
things
your mom and dad probably show up on time, be nice to people. Like those things.
Right.
If you don't have those life skills at 20 or something, you're going to have a hard time. So most of those people are going to make it to some degree.
Right.
And a millionaire is not that high a bar today.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like, oh my gosh, if I could be a millionaire one day.
I know, like no one really knew billionaires. Now they're like much more common.
Everywhere. I think that's good and bad.
I do too.
So, but the factor to get to billionaire, what do you think it was?
I think having the obsessive focus at the detriment of everything else in your life.
It's a good answer. I would say there's grades of millionaire, right? There's a million, there's 10 million, there's
100 million,
100, 500 million, and so on. His point was, it's one factor, and it's luck.
Oh, that's for sure luck.
He said, you can drive your way to hundreds of millions, but to get to that next, you have to have a certain amount of luck. And someone's going to get lucky. You've got to put yourself in a position to be there. And some people never get lucky.
Never get lucky. Do you think you got lucky?
No, I think I did it the hard way. I think I wasn't smart enough to realize I could have been lucky. Like I was one of the first people to get into cybersecurity.
Oh my God, in the 80s
Way
or 90s,
back
yeah.
when. And so
how did you even know about that? Like, how did you even get into it?
I was smart enough to know to get into it. as I got into it, I used to sell these products, Checkpoint, Vitalink, all these things. If I would have invested in those companies, I would be 5 times wealthier than I am.
Right.
So why didn't I? Luck presented it to me. Life presented me those opportunities.
Right.
I didn't take advantage of it. And I think about this a lot. I think it was fear. I think just as a immigrant, it was fear. 1. 2, I didn't dream big enough. You know, Cuban and I had this conversation one time at dinner.
Yeah.
And I said to him, when you were 12 years old, what did you want to be? He said, I want to be a billionaire. I want to own a basketball team and blah, 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 blah. Like it was like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And it scared me because when I was 12, I just didn't want to be poor.
Right.
And so I said to Mark, I said, let me ask you a question. When you get into something, do you think it's going to work out? He says, 100% of the time. I said, come on. Every time you invest in the business, every time you get into something, you honestly believe you're going to win at it. You're going to win every single time. He said, yes, without a doubt. And I thought, wow, because when I get into something,
Right.
I hope it wins. I'm confident, but I'm always thinking about protecting my downside too.
Right. So, because he's so confident and he believes in himself.
His
so
level
much.
of belief in himself is so admirable. And it took me a while to understand people like him.
Yeah.
Because at first you take it as arrogance.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. I'm like, oh my
Right.
gosh, this guy's so arrogant.
Right.
What I realized over time is it's hyper-confidence. And I have hyper-confidence now. I wish I would have had it when I was younger. It took me a long time to shed all the crap of my upbringing and, you know, all the stuff you go through. But that's why I think anybody can do it. Because you don't have to get lucky to be here. You can learn all these skills.
You know what's interesting though? I believe that, and I talk about this actually too, that the only difference between someone who's super successful and someone who's not is the amount of belief that someone has in themselves to try over and over and over again, right? Like I do believe that to be true.
I don't know if that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe it. Like if
I think it's...
Okay. Luck for sure. Don't get me wrong.
For sure. But I think there's another factor. So
Okay.
yes,
What's the other factor?
I agree with you.
Okay.
I didn't have that confidence.
But listen, you had enough confidence to at least recognize cybersecurity as
I had... yes, I had something
else.
else. Pain. So there's two things I think. I think there are people that are just born and develop an incredible amount of confidence. That's Mark.
Yeah.
Power to him. That wasn't me. Like at 19, 20, I mean, I couldn't get a date when I was in my teens. I was deathly afraid to talk to girls. I was afraid of my own shadow. Like I was consumed by fear of everything. The trigger point for me was the pain of my life. Like I was just living in such a shitty way that I just said, I don't want to live like this.
Give me an example of what was shitty besides lack of money.
Being bullied, not having anything. My parents were poor. I hate to admit it. I was really embarrassed about my dad's a blue collar guy, and I wasn't mature enough to be proud of him. I was embarrassed of him.
Right.
Like my friends would come over, my dad's in his Eastern European, Russian balaclava. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a loser. But I remember so clearly thinking, I got to get out of this cycle. Like I got to break this poverty, poor thing. And I wanted to buy a house. And I remember calculating how much capital you need to buy a house. And I realized working at a $50,000 job, I was never going to accumulate capital. And so I said, I got to change. And that was it. Like I saw the future as clearly as tomorrow, and I knew the path I was on was never going to get me there.
So what was that first step? Because I think if people listen to this or get inspired by this, if they're in that situation that's kind of like that, it's really hard to go, like, it's always about people you're surrounded. Like, also a lot of opportunities are from who you surround yourself with, right? It's easy to elevate when you have a lot of like very wealthy, successful people around you to like tell you about opportunities. What if you're not in that situation?
Well, you raise a great point. First thing is I was in the pity me club.
Okay. Yeah.
I hung out with everybody else who complained around the world. So I complained and I realized, oh my gosh, all my friends are complainers. Why am I hanging out with these people?
Right.
And what did we talk about? We talked about how life had done us wrong. So you've got to change that. Anything you think subconsciously feeds your soul. No one is more powerful than their subconscious. And I realized that I was programming my subconscious for failure because I was complaining, I was calling myself a loser, like all those things. Step one was, I got to get rid of that thing. So for me, I started saying yes to uncomfortable things. So when I was at work and somebody had to do a presentation, I would be like, I want to be on the team, but no, I don't want to present. I started saying yes to stuff. And once you fail less the second time. And I realized after like 4 or 5 really embarrassing, horrible things, it's not that bad. And the sun comes up tomorrow. And as long as I'm getting better, the path will always be there. And so just, that 1% every day, every time. And slowly over time, I just got that confidence to where my confidence was greater than my fear.
Right. It's because you practice confidence.
You practice failure.
Yeah. And you practice, and that's, well, you get to confidence by with, I think, also following through on things that you say you're going to do. There's all these things you can do to become more confident with. And you got comfortable with failing where it kind of didn't bother you as much, where eventually you became confident.
And I think that's part of it, because I think the greatest thing we learn in life to control is ourselves.
Right.
I mean, in every way. And so that was the journey. And I think I'm still on that journey. But then there's a really quick pivot where you realize, hey, if I am way down on the totem pole of privilege, like I'm way down.
Right.
Everybody around me has more, and some of them had it given to them. Some people are smarter than me. Some people are better looking. Like
all the things.
All those things.
Yeah.
And I said, none of that matters. I just got to work harder. And so it's not just about building your confidence. It's actually putting in the work. Right? Like there's no gain without that level of pain.
Right.
So I worked more than anybody else. I recovered faster than anybody else. I was willing to try things
more than anybody
else. When I was in my 20s, I left a job where I was making $400,000 a year, which was, in your 20s way back then.
Yeah.
An extraordinary amount of money.
100%.
I left that to start a business where I made nothing. And it didn't matter to me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I got so confident with myself that I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I'll make that one day again.
Good, because you believed in yourself.
I believed in myself. But a few years before that,
didn't.
Oh my, if I would have been making that kind of money in my early 20s, I would have never started a business.
Absolutely, because it's a trap. That's like, that's the trap. But you so the cybersecurity, but I heard you mention before a couple things that it wasn't even so much about the cybersecurity. What you really honed is sales. Sales was like that's really kind of, that to me is like your superpower, right? You learned how to be a really good salesperson.
Adapt. So great point. So I fell into cyber because my roommates, I moved out when I was 17. So my roommate
Where did you live in Toronto, by the way, at 17?
Oh, right down by St. Lawrence Market
Oh my God, I really, yes.
in
Okay.
government housing.
Really?
And the way I got into government housing is you could get into government housing if you did something for the community. So I was always very good at accounting and math. So I used to do books for this government housing
Really?
thing. And my roommate had the first master's in computer science from the University of Toronto. And he had applied for a computer science job. He didn't get it. Long story, but I ended up getting the job. I asked him, can I apply? Blah, blah, blah. So I fell into cyber. What I realized very quickly, though, was everybody around me that I competed with, that's the one thing I think I was born with, adaptability.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very important
Like,
skill too.
Throw me, and Damon on the show and I talk about this all the time. We're like, if you threw me in the middle of a jungle, I have a high degree of confidence I would survive.
Really?
And Damon and I had this conversation because we're adaptable.
Yeah. He's also adaptable?
Extremely adaptable. Extremely adaptable. So I fall into cybersecurity.
Right.
And my adaptability looks around and says, everybody is smarter than me on cyber. Everybody is an engineer. Everybody has a degree in computer science.
Right.
I can't compete head to head on technical knowledge right now.
Right.
What can I compete with? What are my competitors not great at that I can become great at quickly? And I realized social skills, sales.
Yeah.
They sucked at it. They didn't think, not only did they suck at it, but they thought it wasn't important. They thought people bought technology for the sake of technology.
Right. For the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a great product. People are buying this. I thought, what if I could tell people the value of the product? So I leaned into sales, and that's how I got into sales.
So how do you get someone to say yes in a sales call or a sales meeting? What's the number one thing to do?
Before I can teach you to sell, before I can sell you something, I need to find out who I'm selling to and what your need is. Great salespeople sell value. Bad salespeople sell a product. But part of selling value is to understand your need. So if you ever go on a sales meeting with me, the first half hour is a million questions. It is the art of asking questions without you feeling like I'm asking you a ton of questions.
Exactly.
You know, like I'll walk out of a meeting and my sales reps at my companies would say, oh my gosh, you asked that person like 1,000 questions. But if you ask the client, they would say, no,
Yeah.
Really understanding the need. Because sometimes my product doesn't fit. Sometimes it does fit. If I have a product fit and a product need, I can position the value for you.
So I believe, how do you teach that? Like you're innately good at being curious. I'm curious too. So that's why I
me
can
too.
pick up on
I'm
it.
so curious.
I am.
I drive my wife nuts.
Oh,
we'll meet somebody and I'll ask them,
1,000.
oh, you do this? How does that work? Oh my gosh, that's so. And she's like, will you stop?
I feel that because you walk in here like, I want to see your gym. Tell me what this is. What is this? What is that? But like, I like it because I like that energy because I'm like that too. And that's how you connect to people. Like you ask questions, that's how you learn and connect. And that's how opportunities happen.
But don't you also feel like we have such an incredible life? It is such a privilege. One of my really good friends is a priest, and he has a great saying, which is there's two ways to lead your life, as though everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. Like I wake up every day and I think, I get to hang out with you today. And then I get to drive to my amazing house that I was able to buy that I created from like
nothing.
How great is my life? I'm just so grateful for it. And I think curiosity also comes from your ability to be grateful and blessed and feeling like you're blessed.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think people could be curious and not feel so grateful, but I think that the combination is a killer combination.
Oh, I do too.
Right. But I think curiosity, like that's why I said earlier, I'm like, you and I have a lot of similarities because I do a whole thing on I did a whole talk on curiosity because, someone asked me like, how do you teach curiosity? Like if someone is not that curious, right? How do you instill in someone the importance of being curious for their like life success?
And what did you say?
Well, I said that I believe that people are either innately more curious than others, but I think if you're a 2 on the curiosity level, you can make it to a 5 or a 6.
And how do you do that?
And I think that I think you start practicing. I think with anything in life that you want to get better at, you need to practice it.
Oh,
right?
Couldn't agree more.
Right? Doesn't matter what it is. If it's Spanish, if it's the gym, if it's being curious, being likable, anything.
What I'm doing now with my 7-year-olds is I'm trying to instill curiosity.
Yep.
So we'll drive down the street.
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, I want to go to McDonald's. And I'll say, do you know McDonald's is a business? Like someone started that.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? And like, well, someone created it. And I said, you see those yellow logos? Like, why is it yellow? And they'll start thinking about it. They're like, why is it yellow? I said, I don't know. Let's look it up.
Right.
Like that somebody, I said, do you realize there's people who have businesses that do nothing but look at color and how it affects brands? And my kids are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you can have a job where your only job is understanding the effect of color on brand. And my kids are like,
wow. Yeah.
This is so cool. But I think it's the ability to ask questions.
It is the ability to ask questions, but the question is, so what you're doing with your kids is really smart, right? Because you're kind of like feeding them information where they would be like, well, why? Well, why? Like you're priming their brain for curiosity.
I am. I'm also, kids are hard, as you know. And my general belief is leading by example.
Yeah.
So
see, you and I.
like they see me work out and you think, hopefully, some of that
rubs off on them.
I had the best day of my year yesterday. I have to tell you about this.
Okay, tell me.
So Kim, my wife, was on Dancing with Stars. She was a guest judge. But I had a speech in Vegas. So I said to Hudson, who's 7, I said, do you want to go with me? He's like, sure. So he's never come to one of my speeches. And I'm a pretty good speaker. So we dress him up. He's got the little blue jacket like me. Aww. He's carrying my notebook. We're holding hands. It's the cutest thing. So we go there. He's meeting everybody. I mean, he's super cute. So everybody's really nice to him. So I say to him, you got to sit in the front row. And there was maybe 3,000 people in the audience. It wasn't like big. It wasn't small. So he sat in the audience and listened to my speech. It was a fireside chat. 45 minutes. Speech is over. I go backstage. Someone brings him. And he comes up to me, grabs my arms, and he says, Daddy, I'm so proud of you. I mean, I was like, oh my God.
Do you start to cry?
I had tears
You're crying
in my
right
eyes.
now.
I mean, it was like unprompted, like nothing. I was like, it wasn't even like, hey, what'd you think? Because you know how you are after a speech.
Yeah.
You got to get out of there. So I was like, okay, let's go. And he just stopped. Like we were all hectic. He just stopped, grabbed my arm and said, I'm so proud of you. So I love that positive. So now I think I'm super parent.
You are super. Well, first of all, that is I think saying that the word proud is such a nice word, and it's like like it's underrated. If someone says, I'm very proud of you.
I love that
that's
word.
A beautiful
Me
word
too.
From your child. Like that's a really, really nice
We
compliment.
don't get a lot of
No, we don't. But that's really nice actually. So you're basically, okay, so you got two obviously two twins. Do you have kids from prior?
I do.
Okay, how old are those kids?
Old. Like
100? Like how old?
Yeah, like in their 20s and 30s.
Do they still live in Canada?
They do. Well, Canada, New York, and Vancouver. Toronto, Vancouver.
So you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
So you have 5 altogether. Yeah. Wow, you got a lot of kids.
Kids get to different stages. Once you get to an adult stage,
well, this is my question.
You're
it's
you're out there.
it's a different world.
Right.
But what I was going to ask you is like, how you told me a little bit, but you didn't grow up this way, but your kids have now grown up privileged, and they are definitely becoming, especially the 7-year-old, and I'm sure obviously the other three. How do you instill in a child who doesn't have to be scrappy and have grit when their life is pretty comfortable? How do you instill those values now?
It's a great question. I didn't think about that. I have one of my really good friends has a 22-year-old son. And his son just got very ill and is worried about his career. And so the dad is sitting down with the son, who's got to take some time out of his career because he's very ill.
Right.
And he's worried, like a 22-year-old, I'm going to fall behind. My career is not going to happen. My friends are going to accelerate ahead of me. Very driven family. And the parents are very, very wealthy. And the dad said something which I think is so powerful. He said to his son, he said, the greatest privilege of our wealth is that you don't have to worry about making a living in your later years. Most people work to survive. Most people have to work and worry about what they're going to do in retirement, how they're going to live. Our wealth has given you that privilege that you don't. So don't worry about the in-between. Don't worry about falling behind a little bit. Do something that you're deeply passionate about. Do something that you want to be great at. And don't worry about time, because we've given you that cushion for later on in life. So I think when you think about it that way, it gives you a certain amount of freedom to do things and take risks when you're young.
That you otherwise wouldn't be able to do.
That you worry about career, or taking a job you may not like, all those things.
But you give them restrictions. Like, for an example, that's a great story if the person had a lot of money. But if someone doesn't have, or they have a lot of money, but is that saying that from this, that you're going to give your child
your question
flexibility and freedom?
Your question was, what am I teaching the kids of privilege? Number one, I'm teaching them, first of all, you're privileged. There's no denying it.
So you're calling it what it is. Exactly.
And I have these crazy friends who are like, oh no, we teach our kids hardship. We would never fly first class, all of us. My wife and I fly first class and the kids fly economy. And I'm like, that is such bullshit, because you're flying to your $40 million ski house in Aspen. Do you think they get off the plane and go, oh my God, that was so hard. Let's go to our fort. You cannot hide who you are in life to your kids. Kids are too smart.
But also, it's also stupid. It doesn't even make sense. It's not even common sense. You're right. That is 100. I've heard that so many times. Right? They're putting the kids in coach, but they have $100 million chalet back in.
Right. Or I'd never fly on a private jet as they pull up in their Ferrari. And I'm like, how does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
So I think the first thing is you've got to recognize that you are what you are in life.
Yeah. That's 100% true.
The greatest lies in life we tell are the ones we tell ourselves.
100%.
So when I was young, I used to think I was what I wasn't. And one day I just had to say, I'm nothing. I'm good at these things, but I have a very long way to go, and no one is coming to rescue me.
No, and you're actually very impressive, because you really are somebody who had literally nothing and built it on your own. Nobody gave you anything. A lot of times when you really kind of peel back that little onion of people who've gotten to the place where you are, they had some family money that kind of helped them a little bit. There was always something. That's why I think I respect you so much. That's why, to me, you being a shark, by the way, is really a great choice.
I think all the sharks are like that.
They a lot of the, I mean,
Right,
I don't
like-
know the background of every shark, to be honest.
That's why I think the show works. Because
Oh, interesting.
when the show first started, you won't know this, but Mark Burnett was hired as the producer.
Yeah, I did know that. I told you
So
to play.
ABC owns the show for distribution. Sony owns the show. They hire Mark Burnett to produce it, blah, blah. ABC puts huge pressure on Mark Burnett to have celebrities.
Really?
Yeah. So Gene Simmons was going to be me.
Get
I don't
out.
know if I'm allowed to say that, but it's 18 years. Nobody
But
cares.
who was the other ones that were supposed to be on?
A bunch of really famous people.
Do you know the other ones?
There was talk of Magic Johnson being on the show, people like that. Because ABC felt, I mean, think about it. Now Shark
understand.
Tank is Shark Tank. But 18 years ago, it was a business show with business people talking about business.
Well,
do you know I went to the Emmy Awards in our second season, and people were like, "Oh, what show are you on?" I'm like, "Shark Tank," and people would say, "Oh my gosh, I love Shark Week on Discovery."
oh, really?
Yeah, people didn't
know.
ABC was worried that the concept wouldn't work, and so they thought, let's get a bunch of celebrities. And to Mark Burnett's credit,
He didn't.
he said, "No, we need real business people. Not that Gene and
No, but
Magic
yeah.
aren't, but we need real business people who made their name in business. That's the only way it will work."
And it became a juggernaut. So this is what I was saying to you earlier. I didn't finish what I was going to tell you, but at the time that Clay Newbill guy was the executive producer, still is. I think it was the first season or second season. And I had these shoes called the NGR shoes, which were these weighted shoes, okay, that were competing with all those other Tony shoes at the time. Those other like MBT ones that like imbalance. And I was selling a shit ton of these shoes on my own. I got manufactured, and I'm a Canadian. So I was like, really like, I sold like 100,000 pairs of shoes on my own. Crazy. And they were all over the press. I was giving them to all the celebrities. And the whole premise of it was like, okay, you have these shoes. So if you have weights in your shoes, and they're evenly distributed, you could take that insole in and out. It wouldn't put pressure on your knees or your hips because the weight is on the heels, right? So he found out about it, called me up and said, hey, do you want to be on Shark Tank?
You mean as a pitcher or as a shark?
As a pitcher, like come and talk. He wanted me to pitch my shoes to the Sharks. And I was like, oh my God, that's so exciting. I was like, I was a kid. I was so young. I was like young 20s, okay? I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And it came down to the last little thing. And because I was Canadian,
you couldn't do it.
They wouldn't let me do it because I needed a special visa that I didn't have.
Right.
And all the legal stuff was too difficult. So I couldn't go on the show. And I was so upset about that whole experience. And also 1% perpetuity for even if I don't make it,
we got rid of that.
Yeah.
Thanks to Mark. Big thing. That was Cuban.
That was Cuban?
Yeah. When Cuban came on as a permanent shark, that's the first thing. He got us all together and he said, guys, we are never going to have real businesses. It's bullshit. Like, who's going to sign up 1%? And that 1% was whether you aired or not.
That's whether you aired or not. That's what I'm saying.
I was like, nuts.
So my business partner, who was not that much older than I was, like he was 28, I think, at the time or something. He's like, I don't want to do this show because I don't want to give up 1%.
Why would you?
And we had this whole thing. I'm like, please, it'd be so great. But most businesses so I was like down that whole rabbit hole. We're like, fuck that. I'm not going to give up 1% if I'm not even airing. Why would I do that? That's so
they
stupid.
got rid of that, I think, season 3.
Can you say hi to Clay for me? I wonder if he remembers me from like 18 years ago. That would be hilarious.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
He was so nice. I really liked him.
But in fairness, in Hollywood, everyone's nice to you. There's no meeting that doesn't start with "you're great."
Yeah, that's true. A bunch of bullshit. I've learned my lessons over the years.
The visa story. So Kevin and I started on the show in Canada.
Yes, Dragon's Den. It wasn't the same people though, was it? Like, wasn't it licensed?
It was Jim Treliving.
Yeah.
It was Canadians you would know.
Yeah.
But nobody else would
Nobody
know.
Yeah.
So Kevin and I did it. And a funny story you won't know. So I had this high-tech business selling to enterprises, very serious, suit and tie. I'm a very serious
person
guy.
Yeah.
And I get on Dragon's Den, and it starts to become a bit of a hit. But Canadians don't care about celebrity.
Yeah, they don't, yeah.
So I'm competing against IBM, and I start hearing that IBM is going around telling customers, oh, Robert's great. His company's great, but he's gone Hollywood. He's on a TV show. And I hear this, and it offends me. And I'm like, what are they saying? I'm not a real business guy? Screw them. So I quit the show.
You did?
I'm sitting down with Kevin, and I'm like, I don't need this celebrity bullshit. I'm a real serious business guy. I'm going to quit. So Kevin says, let me take you out for dinner. So I tell him the story, tell him why. True story. And Kevin and I are really good friends. He looks at me and he says, you're a fucking idiot. You have no idea how huge the show is going to be and what it can do for your brand. And because it'll lift your brand, it'll lift your business. And I looked at him, and he was so like, and Kevin is like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, can I tell you something?
Yeah, he
it was
wasn't
like,
polite.
Yeah. He was so confident and adamant about it. It scared me to the point that, what if he's right? And I didn't quit.
You didn't quit.
It became this. So then I'm skiing in Alberta, and I get a phone call from Mark Burnett. And I'm like, hello. And he says, hi, this is Mark Burnett. I'm thinking, oh, this is bullshit. It's not Mark Burnett. He says, we're filming Shark Tank. And I say, what's Shark Tank? He says, it's the American version of the show. It's going to be huge, blah, blah, blah. We really want you to do it. I'm like, wow, this is great. Can you be here by tomorrow at 5? And I didn't have a visa to work in the States. And so I say, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a huge celebrity in the States. Yes, I'm coming. I hang up, get a call from him an hour later, and he says, hey, I just found out you're Canadian. Can you get a visa? So I call a lawyer. I can't. I call Mark and I say, I'm sorry, I can't do the show. I can't get a visa to work. Mark says, leave it with me. He got me a visa in 2 hours.
He did?
Yeah.
I wonder if he used Ralph Aaron Price. Do you know?
No. He got me like an 01 visa in like 2 hours. And I flew to LA, found out they had already started filming with Kevin. They thought the dynamic was challenging. It's a hard show to film. People always think it's so easy, but it's hard.
It looks hard,
and
actually.
Kevin is so dominating, and the other folks were brand new at it. They were watching, Clay was watching the Canadian version with Kevin and I, and he said, we have to get that guy. So I got on it because somebody didn't work out in the last minute.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I got on Shark Tank.
I guess Gene Simmons was busy, actually. I'm just kidding.
Nah.
So would you say that Kevin would be your favorite shark? Like, who is your favorite shark? Don't worry, no one will.
No, I it's really true. I love all the sharks. Like,
you love every single one of them.
I love every one of them. Like, I have the world of respect for every one of them. I will say, in the 18 years we've been doing it, whenever I've had a hard thing happen to me in my life, the first person that's reached out is Mark.
Really?
Yeah. Like, first person to send me an email, or he never calls. Like, the guy just doesn't talk on his phone.
But he does email. He's the fastest person to email, though. I can tell you that.
I don't understand it.
It's unbelievable.
Like, I know how busy I am. You know how busy you are. If I emailed him right now, he'd get back to me in 10 minutes. Like, I don't get it.
Do you want to hear the most crazy story? I was on my treadmill. I emailed Mark. I'm like, hey, when we met, like, we met at some, like, I don't know, TED Talk type of, not that, but something similar, like some conference, like whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm going to come on your show and blah, blah, blah. I emailed him like a month later. I'm like, hey, by the way, we talked about this, blah, blah, blah. I'd really love to schedule you to come on the podcast. He's like, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
He's like, what time? I'm like, I don't know. Remember? I'm like, 11? He's like,
That's-
great. Give me your address. I'll see you then.
He's a great guy.
Within 5 minutes. He
I know.
emailed me in 5 minutes.
But Damon is a great guy. Barbara hasn't, I think, like, my priest friend also has another great saying, which is, you'll never find anything in life as fascinating as another human being.
That's so true, though.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story. Everybody has layers. And so every one of the sharks has an amazing story, like Barbara's story, Damon, Kevin, everybody.
See, how many people come up to you and say you're their favorite shark, though?
A lot, but I always take it with a
But I'll
grain
tell
of
you
salt.
something. You really
People come up to me and they say, "You're my favorite shark." They say to me, "You're the good-looking one. You're the sporty one. You're this." And I always say to them, "It's a very low bar."
No, I will say though, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here, but I feel like you are like the fan favorite. People love Mark Cuban. I'm not going to lie. Like, I mean,
course.
Mark is actually great on the show, like, because he's so savvy in how he even responds to the people.
Great on the show.
He's amazing. Besides Mark, though, like, you are the one that people want to do the deals with, I feel. You're the one that's most heartfelt. People like you the most. Like, even when I said that you're coming on the podcast or whatever, so many people are like, oh, he's my, literally like, oh, he's my favorite. Like, oh, I love that guy.
Thank you. And,
Watch me never get the rest of the people on my show now that I said that.
I'm so grateful for it. Like, I was just somewhere, and it goes in waves, right? Like, depends on what you're wearing and where you are out. But for whatever reason, I was in Newport and we just got mobbed with people.
Really?
Like, mobbed. I was wearing a jacket and a shirt. So it's, it's kind of like,
Oh,
if you're wearing a t-shirt and walking quickly,
people don't notice
as much. And so anyway, I was being mobbed and I was trying to have a business meeting with this guy. And he said to me, "Oh, doesn't that bother you?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not in the least."
You appreciate the fact
I said,
that
I remember being that person and how excited I would have been that somebody of any element of privilege, of power, would take the time to spend with me. Because the moment may be transient to me, but may be permanent to them.
That's 100% true.
How many times in our life do we have a moment that means everything to us?
Yep.
May not mean anything to that person.
100%.
And so I always think that's a responsibility. But the great thing is, I think all the sharks are like that. Like, I think we're all so grateful for what the show's done for us.
You know what's interesting? Because I think you're 100% right. Because whoever was mobbing you at that when they came up to you, they called their friends after, and they were so excited to see you. They're like, "Oh my God, you won't believe who I just saw!" Like, it made their day, their week, their month.
You never know.
You never know.
I was. I got to tell you the story. It was incredible. Just last week, where was I? In Atlanta or somewhere. And this woman came up to me and we were chatting and blah, blah, blah. And she started to cry. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And she goes, No. She goes, I remembered when I first met you 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I had just landed and I was walking through the airport and I was at the airport for some reason. I don't know why. And I came up to you and you spent like 20 minutes with me.
Really?
I just started my business. I asked you all these questions and she made candles or something. What I didn't tell you was my dad had just passed away. And I was coming back from the funeral. And I was an absolute mess. And you spent 20 minutes with me. And how much that meant to me. So you never know. You don't know the pain someone is living. So
you don't.
If we have the opportunity to be nice to another human being, why wouldn't we?
I totally agree. And I love that you said that. And I see how emotional you're getting, because even when you were telling me that story, like what I came with is, it's so people, like, you're in someone's home every day or every week or whatever. Like, it may like you probably have so much meaning in some of these people's lives that you literally made, like they could have been like on the verge of whatever, and they
You
saw
never know.
you never know, and because they saw you and you were kind to them, I bet you that like that tweaked somebody somewhere.
It's so funny though, and you'll know this being Canadian.
Yeah.
The relationship to celebrity in America, it's different than anywhere else in the world.
Totally different anywhere else.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, in Canada, Dragon's Den became one of the highest rated shows in Canadian history.
Yeah.
People would recognize me, but it would be rare that somebody would ask for a photo.
Really? I'm sure.
Yeah. And I go to a restaurant and people would be like, oh my gosh, we love the show. We love you. You're great. And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, do you have a reservation?
Right. They don't even care.
They don't care. They don't care.
Okay, this is Magic Mind. This is a healthy performance shot. So, a lot of people take all these like junky energy things. I
don't take any of that.
Well, you don't, but a lot of people do. So the ingredients are super clean. They're like, it's basically like
sugar.
Ashwagandha. There's turmeric. There's a little bit of the caffeine comes from green tea.
I love caffeine.
Yeah, okay, me too. Of course, it's like twinsies over here.
But nothing unhealthy.
No, this is why
No calories, no.
I think there's like 30 calories in this. Can you take that? Is that going to be okay?
I'm okay with that.
Can you just write them, put them in your FitPal. Okay, wait. We're going to cheers each other. That's how it works.
Drink the whole thing?
Yes, and then and then you're going to be really focused and super alert. So here we go. Cheers.
All right.
It tastes good too.
Yeah, it doesn't taste bad at all.
No, they're really good. In fact,
it's really good.
No, I'm telling you, they're like delicious. I wouldn't be even like talking about them.
Where do you get them?
You can get them at Air One. You can get them.
I love Air One.
You do?
Yeah.
You don't like it? You do?
I love
it.
Air One.
Of course you do. I'm surprised you don't have a tent in the back over there or like a little bunk.
I know I should.
You should. I'm surprised you're not an investor in it. They're delicious. They're really, really good. They're super clean and they're very good. Where else do they get sold? I think they get sold now at like maybe Whole Foods, but mostly online.
What is this?
They're crushing it. Oh my God, these are all brands, by the way, that like they never went on Shark Tank, but they should have. This is Slate. This is going to sell for a couple billion. I'm not joking. They're like on a crazy trajectory. Hi, Manny. Okay, so this is basically, do you like chocolate milk?
Yes.
Okay.
But, for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is basically, it tastes exactly like chocolate milk. It's a protein drink. There's only 100 calories. There's like, this one has 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. It is like it's on a rocket ship.
Is it for recovery?
No, it's just like a protein. It's like basically drinking like chocolate milk, but it's a protein drink. So you can drink it post-workout.
And what does the protein do for you?
Well, it helps build lean muscle mass, helps maintain lean muscle mass. As we get older, Rob,
do we lose protein?
We lose muscle mass. So like it's really important for people.
But can't I recover that by doing more weights?
So you should be doing a lot of strength training.
Which I am.
Which you are. And you should be...
You're saying I should be supplementing that with protein.
You should be definitely increasing your protein. And creatine is a great thing you should be doing for... obviously for recovery and of course for performance. It will give you a better workout, but also it will be great for your overall recovery. But the reason why people are now taking creatine as much as they are, and you're seeing all the like hype around it, is because it's the number one most researched supplement on the planet. And it's great for cognitive. So people as they get older are taking 5 grams, 10.
Well, that's why I read about it. It's the cognitive.
It's
part.
cognitive.
Right.
But be very careful with the supplements because I take something called Momentous. It's super clean. It's third-party tested. It's the most tested.
You take it instead of creatine.
No, it is creatine.
Oh.
But I'm saying it's the creatine that I take. It's called Crea Pure.
You're saying there's
by
different
Momentous.
kinds.
I will send you some. Yeah, it is. It's a very clean creatine that the way they make it, it's very, the standards are, I know the standards are so high.
So you're saying protein will help me maintain muscle mass?
Protein will help you maintain. Also lifting heavy, also creatine. Those are the 3 things that you can do.
Oh my gosh, this tastes great.
Delicious, right?
It's delicious.
I mean, I'm telling you, they're on a rocket ship. Like if they would have went on Shark Tank, you guys all would have been like basically.
How do they sell this?
Competing. now everywhere. I mean, they're in now 20,000 doors. They're in 20,000 doors. They are selling everywhere. So what they did was, this was the starter kind of the OG. Now they have a can that's bigger, that has more protein, more protein in it. But people love it because there's 0 sugar or 1 gram of sugar. Plus you get so much protein in this. It's really good.
Is 20 grams a lot?
20 grams is a good amount. The other thing for when you're doing all of your, your journey now with supplements, do you ever take Shilajit?
Never even heard of it.
Oh my gosh. There's a Shilajit. I think it's super clean also, and it's like really good for you. It's great for your immune system, all these things. The company that I love is actually out of Australia. They are called Mana Vitality.
Oh my gosh, you got to send me that.
I'm going to send you all. I have a whole thing for you because I knew that you were into fitness, so I was going to give you all my favorite stuff.
I was always into fitness, but like I was telling you, I didn't think I could get fitter. Lies, right?
Exactly. Well, you were wrong.
I was so wrong. Completely transformed my body, my
everything,
muscle, my strength, everything. 4 things for me.
Okay.
1 was cardio, but I loved cardio.
Yeah.
But I only did cardio.
Really?
Never did weights, ever, until about a year ago.
How much cardio were you doing?
I was probably doing 3-4 miles a day running. I always run. I run every day.
Yeah. Me too.
Now I run 7 miles a day. So I've upped that.
7 miles every day?
Every day.
Okay. How long does it take you to do 7 miles?
Depends how I feel.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the speed.
Right.
What matters is finishing.
100%. I agree.
The best runs are the ones where I don't feel like it. I've had runs where I get up there and I'm like, I'm not running today. And I have this little voice in my head that says, first I go through a lot of excuses. It's raining. I don't feel like it. I'm sore. But eventually I get to this point and this voice in my head says, are you a fucking loser? And when that voice comes in, I could be bleeding with a broken bone. I'm going to finish. So it depends on the time.
Good for you.
Like a really fast run for me would be 8-minute miles.
Oh, that's good.
That would be really fast. Good. A slow run would be like 10-minute miles.
Okay, but it varies. Are you always running outside?
No.
Okay.
No, I sometimes run on the tread and I watch something on TV. Just get bored with it.
The thing
So cardio.
Okay.
And then I started doing weights. I never did weights. And then I went to this trainer, Chief Brabon in Australia, who's incredible, completely transformed. But the other 2, which I also kind of focused on, was eating the right stuff.
Right.
So now I also do fasting, which has really helped me maintain.
What kind of fasting are you doing?
I eat a meal on Sunday at dinner, and then I don't eat again until Tuesday at lunch.
Oh, interesting. Every week?
Every week. And then I think about the next day. So if we were having lunch today, I won't eat dinner tonight. Or if we were having dinner, I never have breakfast. If we were having dinner, I wouldn't eat lunch. So just try to balance it.
So you really have 2 meals a day?
At most.
At most.
Yeah. And then the last one, which has made the biggest difference, is sleep.
Sleep's a big one.
I never slept before. I used to be that guy that was like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I only need 3-4 hours. And I probably did when I had nothing and had to build the business. But now to work at this level, I need 7-8 hours sleep. Like I just can't. Like I ran like a maniac this morning. I ran up Runyon.
I can't
And then I ran another 7 miles. Like it was great. But I got 7 hours of sleep. I couldn't have done that.
So wait, what time? So I want to get into your whole routine, but hold on. I want to just say something about your fasting. Have you ever tried something called Prolon?
Never heard of it.
You never heard of Prolon either.
No.
So this is another one of the most science-backed diet. It's fast mimicking. Do you know what that is? The fast mimicking diet? Okay. It's a 5-day program and you are eating on it, but very minimal. You're having like olives, you're having some crackers, you're having some soups.
Like a drug?
No, it's like they give you like this 5-day kit I have one. I'm going to give one to you if you want to try it. It's a 5-day kit. So it's all your stuff one day, day 1, day 2, day 3 is
I
in
think
the
my
kit.
wife took it
I'm
one
sure
time.
she did.
She goes through phases where she really wants to drop extra weight
And
for
then
a show.
she'll do it.
Prolon.
Prolon.
It comes in a white box.
A white box?
Yeah. Kim's done it.
Did she like it?
It worked.
It does work because you know what it does? It takes out all the what do they call the synthetic cells in your body, but the longevity benefit. So
Is it better than fasting?
people say, I mean, listen, it was basically created by this guy named Dr. Longo, and it's down to such a precise science of how they put it together, where people have had
I gotta try it.
incredible results, and people do it quarterly. So they do it once every like 3 or 4 months to and the cognitive benefits are like off the chain. So a lot of doctors prescribe it to like their patients. A lot of like biohackers do it for that like longevity thing. Try it. I'll give you one.
I will try it.
You have a plane. You can fit the
My
box on
thing
your thing.
is really about, I've read a lot about aging. Obviously,
Yeah.
everybody wants to live longer.
Yeah.
Well, everyone wants to live healthier.
Right.
And it's calorie
Yeah.
deficit.
I agree.
Like there's so much research on calorie deficit for aging. So I'm really focused on that. I'm really focused now on trying to get to a lower body fat percentage.
No, lower than you are now?
Lower than I am now.
Stop. You're so
But I find
skinny.
it so hard to go from like 13% to like 9
Yeah.
because it just, it's hard because I think we go out, you have social.
Like that's the thing. Like
Like if I'm on my own, when I travel for business on my own,
you're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I never feel any pressure to have a drink or eat extra.
Yeah.
But, when I'm out with friends,
I totally agree. It's like, and also when you're down to this level, to fine tune like 2 pounds, that 1% is
hard.
It's hard as an understatement. It's easy when you have a lot of weight to lose or when you're like not as dialed in. But when you're dialed in to get that last 3 pounds, 4 pounds, it's impossible.
So for me,
Yeah.
I want to be healthy and live long.
Yeah.
Like that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two for me is the 7-year-olds.
Yeah, of course.
When we moved back to Canada, this never happened to me in LA. So we lived in LA for a long time. We moved to Canada. I'm at a playground, and this woman comes up and says, "Oh my gosh, your grandkids are so cute."
Oh, God.
I lost my fucking mind.
What did you do?
Well, what do? You say thank you, and
But in your
I'm such a
head-
nice guy. In my mind, I'm going
What the fuck? I know,
batshit
you're-
crazy. My greatest fear is to embarrass my kids.
Oh.
My greatest fear is that I'm going to so Hudson's 7. And what will be like, you have a 13-year-old, right?
12, almost 13.
They're really cognizant at that age, probably 12, 13,
Very.
14. Right.
Yeah.
So I'll be, I'm 63 now, and another 6 years, I'll be close to 70. My biggest fear is I
wow.
pick him up from school and his friends say, "Hey, Grandpa came to get you." So I am absolutely determined to cheat time and stay as young as possible and be the fittest person in that room for them. That drives me.
I totally
I don't know if that's
understand.
vanity or arrogance
Who
or a
cares?
combination of all
and
of that.
by the way, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I agree with you 100%. I'm going to give you also True Niagen, which is NAD. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh my gosh. Where are you under a rock? You're working out like a fiend. You have all these trainers.
I've heard of NAD.
But True Niagen is the one, it's NR, not, you got to make sure you're taking the right.
How do you know all this?
Because this is my life, my whole life. I'm like obsessed and passionate about all of this. And I've researched everything and I speak to anything that I find to be interesting out of curiosity. I go down that crazy rabbit hole and I talk to the best experts in the world. I like talk to the best doctors in the world. And because I'm like curious and also skeptical, I get everyone's opinion. I try it. I'm a guinea pig. I also believe most things are bullshit. So I literally have dialed in, like, I have people here every day whenever I do this podcast, telling me about like their cocktail of things that work and da. Most things, 90% of things are nonsense. I think there's 10% of things that actually do move the needle, but you have to be super consistent and the fundamentals have to be in place, which is what you eat, moving your body like a lot. I think you got to move your body a lot. Not just, I'm not a believer in, I just do 20 minutes a day. You need to be doing more.
Right.
And multiple times a day. I'd rather you take a 2-hour workout and break it up into like 5 pieces during the day than just work out once, right?
I'm always like working. I'm always like, you can do more.
You can do more.
We can all do more.
100%.
Yeah.
Because the number one key to not aging or to living your healthiest, longest life, you can be taking every supplement in the world. But if you're not exercising and you're not moving your body multiple times a day, you're not going to get there. I really believe that.
There's always another level, don't you think? Like you can always do more.
You can always just push it just
like,
a little bit more.
I was going through this phase where I was like really working out, and I had dinner with Goggins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how was that? He's a nut.
Unbelievable. I have the world of respect for him. But it was like a 4-hour dinner. Like, he's so fascinating.
He's fascinating.
Fascinating. But I walked out there, I'm like, I'm such a loser. I'm not doing anything. Well, but the point is, you can do more.
You could, he's a psychopath.
He is a psychopath.
Like, he's a psychopath.
But doesn't it amaze you? Like, you look at, what nationality are your parents?
Jewish.
But from where?
Oh, my mom's Israeli. And my dad.
Was she born in Israel?
Yeah.
So I was born in Eastern
Croatia,
Europe, Croatia, Yugoslavia. Yeah. I ask you because, like, in that world, people didn't exercise.
No, they didn't. No.
Like when I'm now older than my parents before they passed.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And they passed from cancer a long time ago.
Both of them did. Yeah.
But when they were in their 50s, they were old.
Yes.
Like they were old. Like, I don't know if my dad was here, if he was here in his 50s, he would say he was old, but he looked old. He moved old. I need a rest.
Yeah.
Like, I will not, like, I have friends who nap. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I can't with those people. I know.
Like, I can't either.
I can't even. I cannot with these people who are taking these day naps. And by the way, it's a super popular trend right now.
What
and
is
all
napping?
These sleep doctors are saying, and I have all these friends who are like, like napping is a really good thing. Who is napping in the middle of the day?
Time?
Who has time?
But don't you think people today?
Yes, 100%. Well, have you ever seen those memes with the Golden Girls? How the Golden Girls look like they're like 150.
Yes.
And like you see these people now, like people, I think like 50 is like the new 30 or whatever that is. Like 30 is the new 50 or whatever that thing
agree.
is. People, like, by the way, looking at you, when you just said you're 63 years old, I almost like fell off the chair. Your face is like, you could pass for like 20 years younger.
I love you so much right now.
No, it's true. Like, that's why when that woman said that about your kids, like, I don't think you look great.
Oh, thank you.
No,
I think I look great, but.
What are you doing for your face? Have you gotten a facelift? Be honest.
No, I haven't. And I'll tell you what I am doing.
Okay, what are you doing?
22 years ago, when I got on TV for the first time.
Okay.
I mean, I naturally have great skin. My
do.
grandmother was 99 when she passed, not a single wrinkle.
Yeah.
Incredible. So I get on TV, 22 years, and the makeup artist says to me, oh my gosh, you have amazing skin. Do you use moisturizer? And I'm like, for what? She goes, oh, if you put a little moisturizer on every day, you'll always look like this. I use moisturizer twice a day. Every single day.
That's it? That's your big secret?
Every single day.
Which kind of
when I tell you, every single day. I mean, like, there are days where I'll forget to brush my teeth. I will not forget to put moisturizer.
Really?
That's how strong my vanity is.
I love it though. It works. What kind of moisturizer is it though?
I also learned that I switched the type of moisturizer every few months.
So your body doesn't get acclimated.
Right. So I try a stronger one, a weaker one.
Okay, which one are you using now?
I forget what it's called. My makeup artist, Geraldine, got it for me. It comes in this tube. It's amazing.
Do you know what you would like? I'm like telling you, Young Goose is another one that's really good.
What is that?
It's like a beauty. I use their serum and they have like NAD in their stuff. I don't know. I like it. I've been using it a lot. The other thing you should be using is a red light mask by Therasage.
Kim just got one.
By Therasage?
No, a red light mask. Does it work?
I mean, listen, I think.
I mean, in fairness, you're what, 28, 31?
I'm 29, actually. Thank you very much for recognizing that. Yes. I think, again, I think it works because I'm doing everything else. So it's hard to know what everything is, but it's one of those things where there's enough stuff saying that like it helps with fine lines and wrinkles, and I'm going to do it anyway because it's not invasive. So I wear it for like 20 minutes a day, and I wear the Therasage one.
It's a big trend.
It's a huge
Kim
trend.
loves it. She swears by it.
She does? Which one is she using?
I don't know.
I'll give you one to give to her that I have an extra
She
one.
loves it.
Okay.
She just got one. One of her friends is
I wonder
selling it.
Which one is it?
Out of Australia or something.
How old is Kim? She's not 64.
No, are you kidding?
Well, no, I thought that was...
No, she's like 25.
No, I was going to say she's 28 too, isn't she?
Yeah,
like 28,
of course.
29? Yeah. No, she's like in her 40s?
No, she's going to be 50 next year.
Oh, she is. Okay.
She's 49.
She's
she
49.
looks amazing.
I haven't seen her since the Babes for Boobs. I told you.
She was on Dancing with the Stars yesterday.
I know, but she's as a
guest
judge.
Yeah.
Who is the new host of that show?
Alfonso, who is amazing, and Julianne Hough.
Oh, that show is still on the air, for crying out loud.
34th. Last week's show, you're going to die when you hear this. Last week's show had more viewership than the next three networks combined. They've doubled their ratings over a year ago. They've had 50 million votes.
Are you serious?
It's on fire.
Why do you think
everybody in TV is talking about Dancing with the Stars? Because nobody understands. Everybody has a theory.
Okay, what's the theory?
They've really leaned into social media.
Yeah.
And they've attracted a brand new audience. I was running in Newport on the boardwalk, and these young girls came up to me and they were like running. I'm like, oh, love Shark Tank, blah, blah, blah. All they wanted to talk about was Dancing with the Stars because they follow me on Instagram. They knew Kim was going to be on it.
Are you serious?
That's all they wanted to talk about. They want to talk about Shark Tank or business, and they're all business students. They just want the show is on fire. It's incredible.
Well, first of all, dancing is hotter than ever, number one. Number two, Alex Earl was on recently.
She's still on.
I thought she got, I don't know. That other one, Hilaria, was on the show too.
She got voted off.
She got voted off, thank God.
Alex is on it.
Alex is on it.
Yeah.
So how far is she like down the road? Like how many more people do they have to like vote off?
I think they're in week 4. So they have a long way to go.
They do.
Yeah.
Well,
did you watch last night's show?
I don't watch Dancing with
Alex? Was her name Alex?
Alex Earl, isn't that? Yeah.
Her dance,
amazing.
She did with her stepsister, unbelievable. Like, watch it on streaming. It's on Hulu and Disney.
Really?
Yeah, it'll blow your mind.
So I think,
like when I was on it.
Yeah.
The quality of dance, that's another thing that's changed.
Oh, yes.
They used to have lots of emotional stories. They always had a patsy like me.
Yeah.
The quality of dancing this year it's like watching a Broadway show every week. It's unbelievable.
So they elevated the quality of dancing. They took out some of the emotional stories, the juggernauts.
Still have that.
Okay.
But they've upped the dancing. They've upped the host. They changed the hosts.
Who was it before?
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks was a host of the show?
Yeah, for 2 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she wasn't a dancer. And she's great, but she wasn't a dancer. And she kind of made it more about her as a host. I don't mean that in a mean way.
No, it's probably
it was just
true,
like,
yeah.
She was such a powerful, overwhelming host that the focus was on her hosting. Whereas I think Alfonso is an amazing host, and he knows dance. He won the show.
Yeah, he was a good. Don't you remember when he was on like Different Strokes and he would do his little dance?
Carlton.
Yeah. And also Fresh
He's
Prince.
huge.
That's what I meant, not Different Strokes. But
yeah,
I mean, I feel like that show also brings on people who have like some type of presence that they get their audience too. And they're
Yes.
constantly doing
Yes.
that.
So they've leaned into social media, like
Yeah.
the Mormon Wives. Two of the women from that are on it.
Okay, that's why.
Have you ever seen that show?
Never. Have you?
Started watching it with Kim, and I don't get it. It's huge. Huge.
But I'm not, are you into reality TV? I don't have the patience, to be honest.
I don't have the patience for any TV, but
Yeah.
I appreciate and respect people that can create a brand today.
Oh,
Like
100%.
the Kardashians. You know, we got to know Kris Jenner because she used to live in our old area.
Oh, yeah, right.
I have the world of respect for her.
Oh,
And that whole family. Like it's anybody who can create, you know how hard it is to create a brand.
Oh my gosh.
There's so much noise today. If you can stand out today, power to you.
but guess what? People didn't know this. Now I think they figured it out. But the work ethic that these people have, the Kardashians have, they work 24/7. And that
Yes.
mother is a juggernaut. Like that woman is constantly
Kris is brilliant.
and they keep on like bringing out a new version. Like everyone's having a kid, and then the
Yeah,
sister.
Who do you know that's ultra successful that doesn't have an insane work ethic?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know anybody?
No, other than people who were handed something and then they kind of kept it going.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Right.
You have to, and I think there's something to be said for the fact that you have to have an obsession with it. You have to be, your work ethic has to be so on point that if that combined with all these other things, that's when you really kind of.
Somebody asked me one time, if you wouldn't have sold your company for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and still had it, would you be happy? And I said, absolutely.
You would be?
Yeah, I loved my company. I mean, I didn't have to worry about paying bills. I was well off. I wasn't ultra wealthy, but I would have been happy. I love my business. I loved my business.
How much did you sell the other business for?
We sold the first business for $265,000.
Oh, no, that was the first business?
First business sold for $265,000.
Oh, then 30.
And I took that money and paid off my mortgage.
Okay.
Typical
Nice.
immigrant
Exactly.
thing.
Very, very responsible.
If I wouldn't have done that, I would have never started the second business
Oh,
because I fear.
Yeah,
Right. But
fear.
I paid off my mortgage in my early 20s, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've won at life.
Yes.
Like it's never good. When I sold that business for $265,000, I went home, paid off my mortgage, and I had this moment of elation, thinking, I've done it. And then I had this moment of depression, thinking, it will never be better than this in life. I will never make more money than I've made this year.
Wow.
That's how limited my...
yeah, your limiting belief
Then
was.
we sold the next one for 34, I think it was, or 36, I forget. And then the next one, we ended up selling for $500 million.
Oh, that's it.
I didn't found that one. I was running it for someone. And then the last one is about $1 billion because it's still active. And I still own a big chunk of it, but I sold my portion of it for.
So are you a billionaire or not?
I'm not in America. I am in Australia, which we always joke.
Yes, that's hilarious. So let me ask you this: from the companies on Shark Tank, how many companies have you actually invested in? And then which one has actually done the best?
So we've probably invested and currently have about 42.
Oh, okay.
And because some go away, some come, some get sold. The best one is probably for me, Tipsy Elves or a company called SandCloud.
And how well are they doing, and what are they?
So Tipsy Elves is Inappropriate Ugly Christmas Sweaters.
I remember that one. That was, you invested in that
Yeah.
one? And how is that doing?
Oh, they'll do over 100 million this year. It's incredible. And the SandCloud guys make these beach towels, like from Turkey. They make these beautiful beach towels. It's not just, and they'll do like 80 million this year. It's not just so much about their success. It's that they're such lean businesses. Like these people have no retail presence, very little inventory, and it's 3 guys selling online.
And so how much of those each do you own?
I forget, like
It's like irrelevant.
Yeah, like a little bit.
And are you actually involved in these businesses? Like what do you do for them?
That's the biggest challenge with the show.
Okay. Tell me.
When we had 5 businesses, we were very involved.
Right.
Right.
Right. Of course.
And when I had time, I was really involved. Now that I've actually sold my business and stepped away from it, I don't want to be that involved.
Right.
That's the hard thing. And so I'm going through this thing where I feel guilty because it's not that they need money. If they just need
Money's
very
easy.
few businesses fail or succeed because of lack of capital. I mean, you know that. If you have a great business and you get more money, you're going to do better. If you have a bad business and you get more money, it's not going to change anything.
Right.
And so a lot of these businesses need guidance, and I just don't have that time anymore.
So that's I totally understand that. So it's like, if it's one thing, if it's just money, because you could just write a check, but they actually need support in other ways.
Yes.
And it's hard when you're
So that's why I like to invest, I'm investing in AI. Cuban and I just did a deal with an AI company out of Australia.
From Shark Tank or outside?
No,
of it?
no, outside, real businesses.
How much of Shark Tank, like how many of these things actually end up falling through? Because you can make a deal on
50%.
50%. Is it based on just like bad financials or what?
It's changed.
Okay.
So at the beginning, 50% didn't close because we'd find out crap. Like in season 2, we asked the guy for his financials. I'm not making this up. He sent us a box of receipts.
No way.
Yeah. That doesn't happen anymore because there's a whole vetting process now. Now they don't close because people just wake up and they figured out the Shark Tank hack, which is it's a great show. You get so much brand presence. Do I really have to close?
Right.
So people become short-sighted. There's tremendous benefit to closing a deal with us because you get the follow-ups, you get the ongoing stories, and so on. But people look for that one-time hit of being on the show.
Right. And so why would they even do it?
Yeah.
So Mark told me that he does the most deals of the show. Do you think that's true?
100%.
Yeah.
And I used to do deals with Mark. And what I've learned is there's the good Mark, and then there's the I have so much friggin' money, I don't have time to even think about it, Mark.
Yeah.
So a couple of deals we've done, when I look back, because he has an amazing team. They do all due diligence, everything.
Yeah.
We invested in a couple of things, and I think we each put in like $500,000 in this thing. And then a year later, I'm like, hey, this thing isn't that great. He's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done it. It's only $500,000. And, like $500,000 is still $500,000.
Yeah.
Like I could buy a really nice car with $500,000 or do something else with it. To him, $500,000 to Mark is probably like, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000 to me.
I was going to say, like, it's like insignificant. It's
insignificant.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does. Mark is the full embodiment of that show.
Yeah.
Like he's invested millions in these businesses.
Who's been the least person to invest? Like, do you guys ever like talk about that? Like,
No.
Does it matter?
I think Kevin does a lot of royalty deals.
Yeah.
Which are great in their own way. But no, I mean, you have to invest a certain amount.
Who is your favorite guest shark?
Who's my favorite guest shark? I mean, gosh, there's been so many. Jamie, founder of Ring.
Oh, I love him.
Jamie Siminoff.
And you guys didn't even give him a deal.
We didn't.
That was so short-sighted.
He's become a really good friend of mine.
I love him.
And he has a ski place near my ski place. So we've become really good friends. And he's just a great, great human being.
He's such a nice, I like him so much.
Have you met him?
I have. He's also in YPO. Maybe he's not in it anymore. He was in a chapter.
He's back at Amazon now.
He is?
Yeah.
As what?
I think he runs their consumer division.
No
runs
way.
Ring. Yeah.
But
he's brilliant.
He's brilliant.
Brilliant.
And I remember when he didn't get a deal, and I was like, you guys are so stupid. That guy is like amazing.
In fairness, it was called Doorbot. Stupid, shitty
was?
name. Yeah.
Oh, that's
If it
terrible.
I always say if it was called Ring, I would have invested.
You would have
I
invested
wouldn't-
in it? He's
No.
really smart. And he also has a nice way about him. I liked his personality.
He's great. He lives here in LA.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We have a lot of similar friends. That's why I'm saying I know he's a nice guy and a good guy and all the things.
Great guy.
But I'm surprised he went back to Amazon. But even though he sold the company for over $1 billion, I think he had a lot of investors. I don't know how much he actually made of the $1 billion.
That's the other thing people don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always what you sell for.
Yep.
It's what you get to keep.
Exactly.
And a lot of these businesses raise a lot of equity. Every business I've sold, I owned 100%.
Really?
Yeah. I've never raised
That much money.
any money until I sold the last business. Well, I didn't raise it, I sold it. But I've never raised money. And I have lots of friends who sold for $2 billion, $3 billion,
Yeah. And
but they owned like 6% or 8%. So
Yeah, you make
that's
it-
what we always say to people.
Yeah.
Don't get enamored by the top line. Mm-hmm. Get enamored by the bottom line.
That's
what you get to
100%
keep.
true. How much time are you spending now doing the other stuff for your brand? Because I've noticed you on social media way more. You're doing that. You do a lot of speaking. That's how I met you at the speaking thing for Entrepreneur. What other projects are you doing, and how much of your time is spent on like speaking and media and branding now?
Probably that's another thing I did when I left my company.
Right.
I leaned into working out.
Yeah.
And I leaned into social media, not knowing where it was going to go.
Right.
You know, sometimes you got to go down the road. You know, it's good to go down the road. I want to go down the road. I don't know what's at the end of the road, but I know it's a good road to go down. And so we're really trying to understand the impact of social media.
Yeah.
And it's working. I mean, I have people that come up to me now and say, oh my gosh, I love your YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, thanks for watching Shark Tank. They're like, I don't watch Shark Tank. I just,
Really?
yeah. So it's, you know, the power of YouTube today and Instagram, I mean, all of that stuff is unbelievable. The reach and the direct communication with your consumer
Yeah.
is off the charts. So I'm not sure quite what we're going to do with it, but we're really working it.
Do you how much time do you spend on it? And do you like are you on there daily? Do you do it, or do you have someone else doing it?
I don't do it.
Someone else is doing
Yeah.
it for you.
When I did the Australian version of the show, there was a young guy on there. He's 26 years old. He had a product called the Oodie, Think Blanket with Arms.
Oh, yeah.
He sold $600 million of this. So he says to me, if I had your brand, I would be a multi-billionaire. You should work with my social team. So I started working with his social team, this guy out of, I want to say Thailand, that moved to Australia. He's got this little team. He's incredible, Charlie. And when I started with him, we had 700,000 followers across the different platforms. We're now at over like 6 million.
Really?
Yeah.
What is he doing? Clips?
Well, every format is different.
Right.
LinkedIn is different than TikTok,
YouTube, yes.
than everything. And so he does a really good job of doing all of that. I mean, he writes some scripts, I write some scripts, but he films it, puts it together, everything.
So how do you do it? Do you have like scheduled days a month? Like you're doing 3 days of shooting, and then they kind of
I used to.
Yeah.
And then I realized it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So for 6 months I did it. I do it like 3 times a day. I wake up, I'm like, okay, from 9 to 10:30, I'm filming content.
Yeah.
12 to and then 6 months later, I'm like, okay, stop. This is
Right. It's like it takes over your life.
I don't want to do it that much. So I go through phases. I need to be more disciplined about it. But I need to know what's at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Now we've grown it enough. I need to see where it's going.
Well, how much longer are you going to be on Shark Tank? Like, is it like evergreen at this point? Like, do you have a contract that's going to go until you're 102? Like, what's the plan?
I don't know. It's 18, 17 years. They just moved our time to Wednesdays at 10, which isn't great.
Why do they do that?
They feel that we can help the ratings on Wednesday because we're a draw. We're a big show.
People love that show.
I don't know. Like everything comes to an end. Like
I mean, it's been
like how many shows have been on the? We've done I think 400, 500, 600 episodes. I'm on TV 3 hours a day with the repeats.
Oh,
with CNBC.
When I'm traveling, you guys are on a marathon, like the whole day.
You know, when I do a speech, I always say to people,
Yeah.
oh, thanks for watching Shark Tank. When you get back to your hotel room, you'll see me on TV.
100%.
And it's true.
No, I'm
and
not
people
joking.
always laugh. And I'm like, it's true. You'll see me on TV.
It's 100% true. I'm not like just 2 days ago I was away and that you were on for 5 hours.
I think I'll always be, as we all will, be the guy from Shark Tank. I think 20, 30 years from now, when I die in some horrific motorcycle accident
you don't drive a motorcycle, do you?
I may not have a license, but I do ride a motorcycle. But
Stop it. You love health
but
and
I'll
fitness.
always be the guy from Shark Tank.
You will always
just like
be.
Damon, Will, and Kevin.
I mean, Kevin for sure. And Kevin's another one that he's synonymous with Shark Tank.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin is doing a big movie now.
Kevin is?
Yes.
Doing what?
He's a supporting actor in a big Hollywood feature. Comes out December 25th. I forget what it's called, but it's with Timothée Chalamet. He plays Gwyneth Paltrow's husband.
Kevin O'Leary?
Yes.
He's an actor?
He's great in it.
Stop it.
Couldn't be happier for him. Kevin loves being Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin loves the aura of all that.
Is he really that person, though?
Yes, he's really that guy. All of us are that guy. All of us are what you see, which is why the show works, because we're horrible actors. Well, except Kevin, we'll see.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But it's his dream. I'm so happy for him. Like, this is the journey.
That's really fun. I've been seeing him on these commercials or like these ads. He's in Dubai doing some kind of
That's another
clinic or something.
The speeches, we never saw that. When I got on Dragon's Den in the second season, someone offered me a speaking gig. And I was like, why would I go speak for somebody else? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, they're going to pay you. I'm like, what? How much? And they're like, $5,000. I'm like, are you kidding me? Someone's going to pay me?
That is crazy.
None of us saw this business. And in America, it's such a huge business.
Well, you have
like yesterday, I was speaking at the National Beer Distributors Association. Great group of people, multi-generational businesses, big businesses. All they do is distribute beer.
Was this the Vegas one you were telling me about? The 3,000 people?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people for that kind of thing.
It's huge.
Are they paying you a lot more than 5,000 now, I would imagine?
Yeah, they're paying us a lot more than 5,000.
But you do more than I know that you do these firesides. Do you do a keynote?
I do.
You do the keynotes.
Happy to do a keynote. I don't know what your experience is. What we find is a fireside for a corporate event is better.
I personally think it's more engaging because it's interactive.
So I always say, get your CEO or your CRO or your CMO to do a fireside with me because it's closer and your people can see them in a different light. It's great.
I think you're right. I mean, people like keynotes. It's more, I think there has a much more of a cachet to it. Like, oh, this one's keynote, you can maybe charge more, they think, or that's what is happening. Firesides are easier for us, right? Because you can just be yourself and people can ask you questions and you can just like kind of babble.
Yeah, they are
right?
easy.
It's much easier. Like when I have to do a keynote, I get more anxious and nervous.
Do you do a lot of them?
Lately, I've done 3 TED Talks, which have a lot. Yeah, like I told you, I just finished my last one. It's not even out yet, like a week ago. So it hasn't even come out yet on the fitness and stuff I was telling you about. My first one went crazy viral on basically being bold and asking for what you want in life. That catapulted all my business stuff. So like that got me into like every sales room because it was about teaching people how to be bold and ask for what you want. And I created this whole thing called the 10% target, which is like getting comfortable with failure. I'm telling you and I have a lot in common. So that was like the first juggernaut with the TED Talks, which got me all this speaking stuff, like banks and investment, private equity companies and any sales team.
Do you have an agent? Like, do you go?
I have a bunch. Listen,
I don't have an exclusive.
I'm going to tell you the truth about agents, okay? I have not yet found one agent that has been helpful for me. Yeah, like most of the things I do myself. People usually, it's kind of incoming. I have some random people who help me here and there. Not random, but people who help me. But I don't have any exclusive agent.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
I was with a very big agency, which I'm sure you know, has 3 letters, and many, 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 many years ago. And my agent actually turned out to be someone who was an alcoholic who was stealing from me, and the agency didn't do anything about it. I had to sue the people who, like, I had to like get my money myself. That gave me a really bad taste in my mouth.
Right.
So I just kind of like ended up doing things myself, and then having other people
Most
who
of
work
our
with
stuff
me.
is inbound.
It is inbound.
Because
And
the
I
show is so popular.
well, I
Right.
mean, also, you probably have so many like requests. It's a question of saying yes or no. Like, you don't need an agent. I mean,
Right.
maybe you do to maybe get you other things, but you probably have a
Well,
really.
I'm also not starring in a movie with Gwyneth Paltrow. Let's be fair.
Does he have an agent who got him
Yes,
that?
yes,
Do you
he
want an
does.
agent? I can get
No,
you an
I
agent.
don't want an agent.
Are you sure?
I just don't want that. I go through phases where I'm like, I'm sure I should do more.
I know.
What I really want to do, I think, is start another tech business. I love operating businesses.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually more fascinated with operating than I am with investing.
Maybe you and I are a better match than not, because that's I'm looking for an operator. Maybe you can help me on my business.
I love to operate. That's what I want to do. I want to start another business. There's nothing more beautiful to me than creating something from nothing.
Wow.
Like to create a business that didn't exist. Like my last business had 1,000 employees.
That's a lot of employees.
Started with one. Started with one. And it took 19 years, but we got to 1,000 people. We operate all over the world. And I have to tell you, every time I walk through the door, there's a sense of pride I had. Like, we built
Yes,
this.
I totally understand that.
It's my name on the door. Like, I love that. I love that.
Do you have it in you to do another business with all the exercise you're doing? That takes about 4 hours a day. Then you have
I don't know.
the traveling.
That's why I go through phases.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because I remember how shitty and hard it is.
Yeah.
0 to 5 million is a lot of shit.
Yeah.
When you play in the big game, billion, 1,000 employees, it's really hard to go back to the minor leagues.
Right. No, 100%.
And I think I could do it. I think enough time, if I'm honest with myself, do I have enough passion and drive to do all the shitty things you have to do when you're starting?
Yeah.
And stay motivated? Probably not.
Yeah, but you're not really starting. I mean, this is just like, you've done it already. This is just another kind of.
True.
You know what I mean?
I
It's
could
not-
buy a business. Like, I think ideally I need something that's already going
Right. And like you can kind of, because like you have
and make it faster.
right. Like you already
Right.
have a lot of momentum. So you can probably pull in people to help you with this, with a lot of the minutia stuff. And you can,
True.
You can do a lot, like it's like, you're not really starting
But I
from
also
like,
love my life. I love
that's what I'm
working
saying.
out.
That's what I'm saying.
You
I
know,
wasn't
like
joking.
today, the only thing I had going on was you and,
Runyon.
an amazing run. Like, I love that, right?
I mean, it is pretty amazing. You have a nice life.
Yeah, so I don't really want to give that up.
And when are you shooting Shark Tank again? Is it done for the season?
June. We only film, we used to film June, September. Now we only film June. We
That's
only
it?
film 8 days.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
all?
Didn't Mark tell you that?
No, I didn't ask him that
Yeah,
question.
we make 25 episodes in 8 days.
Yeah, I don't
It's
ever.
the easiest gig in the world. When I was on Dancing with the Stars,
Yeah.
I was on it for 84 days.
And that's how you met your wife, obviously. Was she your partner for the thing?
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to ask you something about your wife and Dancing with the Stars. 'Cause I heard you once talk about how your mom's favorite show was Dancing with the Stars.
100%.
Like, do you think subconsciously, that was kind of also, you wanted to go on the show for your mom? You married the girl
So-
from the show. There's a lot of psychology
Somebody just
behind
asked me that question. I thought, and I think the dots in your life never connect until you look back.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom, little Eastern European woman, loved the show. Everything her life wasn't was that show.
Wow.
Beauty, pageantry, blah, blah, blah. She gets ill, She gets ovarian cancer and she goes in the hospital. She's there for a year. Every Monday, I go to the hospital to watch Dancing with the Stars with all the other ladies. Near the end, she's watching the show and she says to me, Robbie, you so beautiful. Why you not be on show? So I say to her, if they ever ask me, I'll do it for you. 10 years before Dragon's Den came along in Canada. Like, not even, like, how would I ever get on TV?
Wow.
But I say to her, if they ask me, I will do it for you. Fast forward 10 years later, I'm auditioning for Dragon's Den. I don't know I'm auditioning. So one of the things they do is they put you in a room like this with green screens, and then a producer throws all these questions at you to see how you react. First question they ask me, well, they ask me a bunch of, what was the weather like just to throw you off. But the key question they say is, why do you want to be famous? And you got to answer really quickly. They want to know, can you react? TV is snippets. So they're like, blah, 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 blah. Why do you want to be famous? Without even thinking, I say, so I can get on Dancing with the Stars. They laugh, I laugh. Don't even think about it. There is no US show at this point. Fast forward 5 years later, I get on Shark Tank. Shark Tank becomes this huge hit. Fast forward another 10 years, the producer calls me and says, hi, it's Dina Katz. Would you like to be on? Yes. Without even, she didn't even finish the sentence. I'm like, yes. She goes, would you like no more details? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Think of those things. Sometimes your life is just a journey you have to take and believe in the outcome.
I love that story.
Isn't that incredible?
I love it. But your mom...
And then I get on, I meet Kim. We have these incredible children and this incredible life. Here's a story you won't know. Kim wasn't on the show.
What do you mean?
So they asked me to be on the show. They say, who would you like to be partner with? I don't watch the show. I don't know. So I'm like, it doesn't matter. So they're going to partner me with somebody else. So I happen to be in LA and I realize, I had gotten divorced. I was single. I was miserable. Most guys at that age get divorced. They're dating everybody. I went the other way. I just started working 23 hours a day. I became the most miserable, hermity guy. And then I realized, oh my gosh, maybe they think I'm still married. Maybe I'm that role on the show. So I call up Dina and I say, hey, the show means everything to me, but I want to take you guys out for dinner. So I go to her house for dinner and I tell her this painful story about my divorce. And like I said, I'm not married, I'm single. And I just want to be honest with you guys. And I realized you may not want me on the show after that, but just wanted to be honest with you guys. She's like, no, we'd love to have you on the show. As I'm leaving, Dina turns to her husband, Jerry, and says, that is the man Kim is going to marry. She calls Kim, who's now living in Australia. She's never been married, tired of living in LA, never having met anybody. She says, I'm done with California. I'm moving back to Australia. She moves back to Australia. Dina calls her and says, I need you to come back for one more season. Kim says, no, I'm done. I appreciate it. Dina says, you have to trust me. This will change your life. True story. If Dina was here, she would tell you the story within 5 minutes.
Are you serious?
So Kim comes back and we meet. But all those things, who would have ever thought? That's why, people think that their life has to be a script. People think you have to have a business plan. I've never written a business plan. You've probably never written a plan. Action is better than theory, always. And your life is not theory. Your life is going. We're sitting here. We're losing time. You just got to go. I always think, how fortunate for all those things to happen.
That's a great story.
It's a true story. It's incredible.
That's an amazing story.
It's amazing. How lucky was Kim?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. How many years ago was that?
11 years ago.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great story.
That's why, to your point, I have a great life. Like, I'm so happy with where I am. Don't know if I want to go back to that kind
into
of
the
work.
trenches.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I left my company. I mean, I sold a business for, a ton of money. It was a big business. And when you sell to equity, they're always like, oh, you don't work for us, you work for you, but you work for them.
You work for them.
And
of course you do.
Not that they were bad, they were great guys, but I worked for them.
100%.
And I realized, oh my gosh, I'm wealthier than I've ever been. And it's the first time in my life I'm working for somebody else. And I just missed that. I missed my own direction. I hated being second guessed. And again, they were great guys and are great guys. They couldn't have been more supportive, but I still hated that.
100%.
I wanted to fail on my own. I wanted to succeed on my own. I wanted to go left when I wanted to go left. I wanted to go right.
But you wanted to call the shots for your life.
I wanted to call the shots.
And that makes perfect sense.
And it worked for me. So it's, what it's like. It's when you have a certain amount of success, it's hard when someone else second guesses you. You want to go.
I totally agree with you. My gosh, how long have I had you here for? I have no idea. Like 2 hours. Wow.
All right, we got to go.
Okay, well, first of all, I loved this podcast. Can you come back again? I'm serious. Can you come back?
I love you. You are, I was saying when you were like a bundle of energy.
Oh my gosh, that you are. That's why you're
it's because you gave me this drink.
First of all, did you like it?
I did like it.
I'm going to put some in your bag. You are incredible. You have been my favorite shark because you know what? You did not disappoint. You are as charming and as kind and heartfelt as you seem on TV.
So nice.
I swear. And I'm not just saying this. And I did not say that to Mark, actually, to be honest. And
no one has ever accused Mark of being charming.
I was going to say, right? And I'm not going to either. I want you to be back on the show, and we have to work out together.
Oh, let's do that next time.
Okay, no, I'm not joking.
But I need time because, of course, the alpha in me is going to want to work
100%
harder than you. And I feel like you could probably do more pull-ups than I could.
How many pull-ups can you do?
I do 3 sets of 10.
That's good. Can you do those chin-ups or real pull-ups?
I can do both.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys, if you
How many can you do?
I can do a few.
Can you do more than 10?
Maybe. Do you want to do a competition?
No, because I saw your post the other day. You are ripped.
Which post are you talking about?
You posted something with you you were just doing one, but your form was perfect.
Thank you.
That's another thing. People take shortcuts in working out. That's what I've learned. Like, if you're going to do a pull-up, do it dead.
Do a dead hang and then pull up. That's 100%.
Like I see guys at the gym and they're doing these swinging pull-ups. I'm like, please.
And also, I think it's also people have to be asymmetric. What women do is they focus on their lower body and they forget about their upper body. But in order to look symmetrical and to look like you're fit, you need to work your shoulders and your back so you have that V taper. And then it works so much better. And men tend to work their upper body and forget about their legs, and then they look like chickens. Right. So it's like you got to balance it out and be strong everywhere, or else you're really strong nowhere. Just because you have a strong bicep doesn't make you strong, right?
I still need more time to work out.
You're fine. Okay, well, follow him. He's amazing, and watch Shark Tank. Not like you really care, but
I do care.
I think you have enough.
I want everybody to watch.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I think you have so many watchers already, but the more the merrier.
You can always have more.
You can always have more.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. Thank you.